Out in the deep, a group of fishermen pulled something out of the water they couldn't even name. These are those creepy, bizarre, and really strange creatures that fishermen have caught this year. Let's begin. A kayaker was gliding through the sea, enjoying the calm waters when he noticed something massive nearby. At first, he thought it might be the long body of a titanoboa, an ancient water creature long thought to be extinct. But when he tapped it with his paddle, he realized the creature's body was transparent, revealing something entirely unexpected. After a closer look, he identified it as a siphonophore, a unique and fascinating marine organism. The creature swam alongside him for a while, making the kayaker's journey an unforgettable experience. Tongue-eating louse.
Anyone know what this creature?
A group of fishermen made a disturbing discovery when they pulled up a fish that appeared to be half-eaten. But what made it truly bizarre was what they found attached to the fish. Something that looked like a worm with numerous legs. After capturing it, they realized it was a tongue-eating louse, a parasitic isopod that enters a fish through its gills. This eerie creature serves as a reminder that the ocean still holds many secrets, and we've only begun to scratch the surface of what lies beneath.
Anyone know what this thing is?
Conjoined shark. In the Gulf of Mexico, a fisherman made an extraordinary discovery when he pulled up a conjoined shark. The creature had 2 heads, 2 hearts, and everything else joined together. Conjoined sharks are extremely rare, typically caused by genetic mutations or environmental stress during embryo development. The shark embryos may start to split into twins, but fail to separate completely, although such deformities often lead to poor survival rates. This one managed to be discovered alive. Experts stress that it's incredibly rare for such creatures to survive for long after birth, making this case even more remarkable. Weird-looking fish. In Homer, Alaska, a research crew exploring the deep sea caught something strange in their net. At first glance, it looked like a sea monster. The creature had thick brown skin and a mouth full of teeth. But after a closer look, they realized it was a rare wolf eel. These powerful fish are usually shy, hiding in rocky caves, so catching one out in the open was a big surprise. The team took samples for research, snapped a few photos, and gently returned it to the ocean. Even the experts were amazed. It was a rare reminder that the deep sea still hides creatures we barely understand. Sea mystery. Near Singapore, something strange was caught on camera, so fast and so massive that even the fishing crew couldn't agree on what they saw. As their boat sped along, a large creature suddenly surfaced beside them. It moved quickly, like it was chasing something, or maybe watching. Some believed it was a giant leopard seal, but others said, no way. The body shape, the speed, the size, it didn't match anything familiar. The video quickly spread online. Everyone had a different theory. Sea monster? Unknown species? One thing's for sure, whatever swam past that boat wasn't ordinary, and it left more questions than answers. So why not share your thoughts in the comments below? Mermaid waters. A group of fishermen set out for a normal day at sea, but what they pulled from the water left them speechless. At first, the heavy net made them think they'd caught a big shark, but when they dragged it up, something strange started thrashing inside. Then it jumped free. That's when they saw it. A creature with webbed hands, moving like it didn't belong to any fish they knew. The way it escaped The way it moved, it was fast, smart, and looked human. The fishermen didn't say much afterward, but they all agreed on one thing. They'd seen something real, and they were never going back to that spot again. Chasing shadows. While out on a boat, a group of scuba divers noticed something that made them do a double take. A strange, white, round shape was moving fast in the water, trailing their boat. At first glance, it looked like a patch of snow, but the way it moved wasn't normal. It darted and shifted in a way that didn't seem natural. Some speculated it was an alien, hiding a secret base beneath the ocean's surface. Others thought it could be part of a massive fish or shark gliding beneath. Whatever it was, it left the divers with more questions than answers. Monster sighting.
What is that? See it?
In Lough Foyle, a YouTuber caught something on camera that no one expected. While filming the calm waters, a massive shape slowly rose to the surface, its body partially submerged. It swam right in front of his boat, barely making a ripple in the water. As the creature slipped back into the depths, he couldn't help but wonder, had he just filmed a glimpse of the Loch Ness Monster? The rumors were always there, but seeing it with his own eyes made him question if the legends were more than just stories. Japanese humanoid. In Japan, workers draining a pond in a park made an unsettling discovery. As they worked, a strange creature appeared briefly before quickly diving into the dirt. They managed to capture it in a net, revealing something that resembled a humanoid body with the back of a turtle. Experts identified it as a kappa, a mythical creature from Japanese folklore. The workers handed it over to the authorities, who promised to provide an update on the creature's discovery. However, as of now, no further information has been released to the public. Too bright. During a seaside picnic, a family got more than they bargained for when the father cast his fishing line and reeled in a shiny, long creature. It reflected the sunlight in an almost mesmerizing way. At first, they thought it might be an electric fish, but after a closer look, they identified it as a ribbon fish, also known as a cutlass fish. The family was amazed by their rare find, something they'd never seen before. They decided to keep it as a prized catch, marveling at the ocean's strange and beautiful creatures. Mystery creature. In Sochi, a resident filmed a strange creature on the beach that quickly caught everyone's attention. The creature had a shark-like fin and a long, snake-like tail stretching over 5 meters. It looked like something straight out of a sea monster myth. Experts believe it might have been a rare species of thresher shark. Though these sharks don't typically inhabit the Black Sea, the ocean remains a vast and unexplored frontier, leaving people to wonder just what kinds of mysterious creatures are still lurking in its depths. Monkey surprise. On the Guapore River in Rondonia, a fisherman's quiet day took a strange turn. As he drifted on his boat, he noticed what appeared to be black tentacles reaching toward him from the water, and for a moment, he thought a monster was approaching. But when the creature emerged, it wasn't some sea beast. It was a monkey. The curious creature hopped onto the boat, and the fisherman quickly took it to a nearby bush, ensuring it was safe. The sight of the calm, friendly monkey left the fisherman laughing, amused by the unexpected and unusual company. It was an adventure they hadn't planned for. Stream creature. A local crossing a stream thought it would be a normal day, until he saw something that looked straight out of a fantasy book. There, in the shallow water, was a creature shaped like a mini dragon, with shiny scales and a fish-like tail. Some said it would have escaped from a lab nearby, maybe even part of some weird experiment. Others thought it was a new species. The man did the right thing. He reported it. Who knows what it was, but it didn't belong in that quiet stream. Frozen beast.
You really look at this video. Many in Alaska wonder if it's the rumored relative of the Loch Ness Monster.
A wild video out of Alaska sent the internet buzzing. It showed a strange serpent creature, nearly 15 meters long, sliding through the icy water like melting snow. Its movement didn't match any known animal. Experts tried to capture it, but it kept disappearing before they could even get close. It never made a splash, just vanished like it melted into the water. Viewers called it everything from a glacier ghost to a frozen sea monster. Whatever it was, it's out there, and no one's been able to explain it. Mermaid bones.
Mom! Ma, you see this?
No.
As this father was walking with his family near a quiet stream, something odd caught his eye in the water. He picked it up, expecting a stick or rock, but it was a tiny skeleton. The shape didn't match any fish or animal he'd seen. It had delicate bones, a strange rib cage, and fins that looked almost human. The idea hit him. Could this be a mermaid? The air got heavy, and the peaceful stream didn't feel so calm anymore. Spooked, he tossed it back and walked away. Some stories are better left as stories, and some finds just not worth keeping.
What the hell is that?
What is happening?
Wriggling horror.
Pô, o Marcelo botou uma alinhada aí pra ver se pegava peixe grande. Aí o que ele pegou aí, velho?
Fishermen out in Bahia were hoping for dinner, but what they pulled from the water was nightmare fuel. It looked like a tangled pile of worms, all moving like spaghetti in fast forward. The thing squirmed and twisted with weird little arms, each one acting like it had its own brain. One guy got brave and touched it. It moved even more. Some thought it might be a type of brittle star. Others didn't care what it was. They tossed it back fast, not wanting that thing anywhere near their boat.
Deus é mais. Ele não tem olho, cabeça.
Shark encounter. In the Florida Everglades, where you'd expect gators and swamp bugs, one fisherman had a run that was way more terrifying. He leaned over to touch the water, and something yanked him with serious force. It was a shark. Right there in the Everglades, the guy fought like crazy, barely managing to climb back into his boat before it got worse. His hand was bruised, his heart was racing, and he got it checked out later just to be safe. No one expected a shark out there, but it happened, and he's lucky it ended the way it did. Flying marlin. A calm fishing trip went sideways when a massive marlin shot out of the ocean and crash-landed right into the boat. The crew wasn't ready. One guy panicked and leapt into the water, while the other tried to wrangle the wild fish before it destroyed everything on board. It was chaos. Fins flailing and gear flying everywhere. The video of the moment cut out as the marlin thrashed. People watching were left wondering if the crew made it out without injuries or if the fish trashed the boat before slipping back into the sea. River beast. One villager thought he'd hooked the biggest fish of his life. But as he pulled in the net, the water started thrashing hard. This thing wasn't going down easy. When he finally saw it up close, he stopped cold. It wasn't a fish. It was long, thick, and had an unnatural look like something out of a myth. It didn't belong in that river. That much he knew, so he did the only thing that made sense. He let it go. No questions, no second tries. Whatever it was, he wanted nothing to do with it. Black Sea Serpent. In the Black Sea, a group of tourists caught something shocking on their camera. A creature with a dark body and an elongated neck, resembling an ancient sea serpent. It appeared only for a few moments, just long enough for the tourists to realize they weren't seeing things. The creature quickly disappeared beneath the water, leaving behind a trail of mystery. It was identified to be a plesiosaur, an ancient reptile believed to have gone extinct millions of years ago. But could it actually be the prehistoric creature? Maybe the myths are more real than anyone ever thought. Humanoid lurker. Off the coast of Florida, a group of fishermen were left stunned by an unexpected sight. As they sailed through the waters, they spotted a pale creature swimming gracefully. Its upper body resembled a human, while its lower half had a fish's tail, gliding effortlessly through the water. The fishermen watched in shock, unsure of what to make of it. Was it a mermaid? The creature didn't notice them, continuing its journey beneath the surface. If one mermaid exists here, who knows how many others could be living out of sight, hidden in the deep. Crabfish. While sailing on the open sea, a group of sailors encountered a creature unlike any they had ever seen. At first glance, it looked like a fish, but upon closer inspection, they realized it was something far stranger. It had no fins, but instead sported crab-like claws. The sailors quickly tossed it back into the ocean, puzzled by what they'd found. Some speculated it could be a strange hybrid of a fish and a crab, while others believed they had encountered an entirely new species, one that's now been dubbed the crabfish. Alaskan mystery. In Alaska, beachgoers were stunned by a mysterious sight rising from the water. At first, they thought it might be a submarine periscope, but a closer look revealed something far stranger. A long, snaking neck of a sea creature, possibly something akin to the Loch Ness Monster. Some believe the sighting was part of a trap, designed to make people think it was just a periscope before luring them in. Whatever it was, the event left everyone with more questions than answers, reminding us that not everything in the ocean is what it seems. Strange sea creature. In China, fishermen came across a mysterious sea creature that caught everyone's attention. It had the body of an alligator, but with huge eyes and an odd nose that made it look completely out of place. The fishers snapped pictures and sent them to experts, eager for answers. Some theorize it could be a hybrid of an eel and an alligator, while others remain uncertain. Experts are still analyzing the photos, and we'll have to wait and see what they uncover about this strange discovery. Dock mystery. At a busy dock, fishermen were seen holding a bizarre sea creature that left everyone around them in disbelief. With the upper body of a human and the lower body of a mythical mermaid, the creature was alive and moving, making it even more unsettling to witness. The sight sparked a range of reactions from those who witnessed it, some in awe, others in fear. The fishermen remained calm, carefully transporting the creature to an expert base for further study, but its true nature still remains a mystery. What's that bulge? While touring the sea, tourists encountered an unusual fish with bulging eyes and something strange stuck in its mouth. At first, they couldn't figure out what was happening, but the truth soon came to light. The fish was suffering from barotrauma, a condition that occurs when fish are pulled up from deep underwater too quickly. The rapid pressure changes affect the gases in their swim bladder, causing deformities like the ones they witnessed. River monster. A villager fishing on the river had an experience that left him rattled. While pulling on his fishing line, something heavy got stuck. Expecting a regular catch, he was stunned when he saw what was attached. A giant, scaly back that looked like something straight out of a monster movie. It resembled either a Godzilla-type creature or maybe even an alligator. Terrified, the fishermen immediately decided to flee the area, not wanting to face whatever giant creature lurked beneath the surface of the water. Mermaid mystery. A video posted online has quickly become a sensation. It showed a tourist exploring the waters of the Dominican Republic when he spotted something unbelievable: beings with fishtails and humanoid bodies. At first glance, they looked like mermaids. As the creatures dived into the water, the tourist couldn't believe his eyes. While the government denied the sighting, claiming the beings were simply fish, many who saw the video are convinced they were witnessing something far more mysterious and otherworldly. Could mermaids really exist? Some still wonder. Bizarre marine. Just when you thought you'd seen it all, beachgoers in Indonesia witnessed a bizarre creature swimming through the water. With a long, serpent body, it slithered across the waves before vanishing behind the mangroves. Some thought it might be a version of the Loch Ness Monster, while others guessed it was just a snake that wandered too far from the nearby woods. No matter the explanation, it left everyone on the shore wondering what else could be lurking in the waters. Unbelievable catch. A fisherman in the northern Pacific Ocean made a catch that could only be described as otherworldly. As he pulled in his net, he was shocked to see a creature with a massive skull, slimy skin, and strange facial features staring back at him. Some experts believe it might be a species of frogfish, but its appearance was so eerie that it almost looked like an alien creature. The fisherman couldn't shake the thought, what if there were more of these bizarre beings hiding in the deep? The mysteries of the ocean may run far deeper than we can imagine. Tentacle mystery. This villager was going about his day when something strange latched onto his boat. Long, thin, long arms began moving in ways he'd never seen before. He snapped a few photos and shared them online, where people quickly jumped in with their theories. Many suggested it was brittle stars, creatures related to starfish, but with long, flexible arms that slither like snakes. It's a reminder that the ocean is full of surprises, and we've only just begun to uncover its deepest secrets. River shadow. While exploring a quiet river, a man in a kayak suddenly noticed something strange. Just beneath the surface, a dark figure hovered near his boat. Before he could react, the thing shot forward with powerful force, sending waves crashing against the kayak and rippling through the water. It disappeared just as fast as it came. The hiker sat frozen, realizing how close he came to flipping over. Whatever it wasn't small, and it definitely wasn't normal. Wave beast. Near Vancouver, a tourist on a train ride spotted something massive just below the waterline. Everything looked calm, until a huge wave rolled through like something giant had stirred beneath it. The water churned, and passengers stared, trying to understand what they had just seen. Maybe it was a whale, but it moved too strangely. Maybe it was something else entirely. River terror. A fisherman hoping to catch a giant fish got more than he bargained for. He left a camera near a quiet river, but instead of fish, it caught something massive. A swollen body broke the surface, just enough to show a tail like a giant fish, but too large to be normal. That short clip was all it took. Rumors flew that Nessie had somehow ended up in their village river. Locals didn't wait to find out. People stopped fishing there, and even kids were told to stay far from the water. One clip turned their peaceful river into something out of a horror story. Ocean glow. While chilling at a Brazilian beach, this man spotted something weird glowing beneath the waves. At first, he thought it was a jellyfish, but the head was shaped too strange, and it glowed steadily, not like anything he'd seen before. It didn't float. It stayed deep and moved with purpose. Some think it might be a deep-sea creature. Others, they're calling it alien. The idea sounds wild, but with oceans mostly unexplored, who's to say something from space isn't already living down there, watching us from below? Lake lurker.
There's a straight giant gecko in the water. Look at that.
While hiking near a hidden lake, a group of friends spotted something strange just beneath the water's surface. A large, scaly head slowly rose above the ripples. It looked like a lizard, but way too big to be anything normal. Some thought it looked like a giant gecko. Others said it had the shape of a dinosaur, like something pulled out of ancient times. The creature stayed still, as if drinking, then silently slid back under the water. Lucky for them, they got it on video. Whatever it was, that lake just became one of those places people won't forget anytime soon.
Oh, it's opening his mouth.
Crab giant. A chill beach day turned wild for a group of locals when they spotted something massive crawling along the shoreline. It had thick, crab-like legs and a hard shell covered in sharp spikes. Everyone froze when they saw it. It was a crustacean, but way bigger than anything you'd expect. It looked like it came straight out of a prehistoric ocean. No one knew how it ended up there, but it reminded everyone just how deep and strange the sea can be. Creatures like that make it clear we've only scratched the surface. Ancient swimmers. A tourist out for a calm walk by the lake ended up witnessing something from another time. In the shallow waters, strange little creatures crawled around hard-shelled bodies, tails like tiny shields, and eyes that looked like they hadn't changed in forever. They weren't insects or fish, they were tadpole shrimps. These weirdos have been around since the dinosaurs, and still somehow survive today, living fossils, just doing their thing in the mud. The tourists snapped photos fast, because spotting these things in the wild, that's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Unknown catch. They've never seen anything like it. A fisherman pulled in his net expecting the usual, but this time, not even close. Wrapped in the mesh was a massive creature with thick, rough skin covered in blotchy white and yellow patterns. It was too heavy and moved way too slow to be a regular sea animal. No one on the dock recognized it. Some said it looked like a giant squid. Others thought it was something even older. Something from deep down that shouldn't be up here. Whatever it was, it wasn't in any textbook. Pond mystery. While strolling across a small bridge, a man looked down and noticed something moving in the water. It had a pale, soft body and a tail that waved like a worm. The thing looked like a giant maggot, but it was way too big for that. Some nearby folks thought it might be a sea cucumber, even though they don't belong in ponds. Before anyone could get a closer look, the creature dipped back underwater. No one could explain it, and no one's seen it since. Faceless deep. In the pitch-black depths of the eastern abyss, scientists found something that barely looked alive. Something without a face. It's called the faceless fish, and it's exactly what the name says. No eyes, no nose, and the mouth tucked away underneath its smooth head. This fish has adapted to life so deep underwater that it doesn't need the features we're used to. Found near Australia, it's only the second of its kind ever seen. Down there, where sunlight doesn't reach, this faceless creature glides through the dark like it's from another planet. Pond monster. A man was fishing in a quiet village pond when something yanked his pole like a rocket. Out of nowhere, a giant mouth lunged out of the murky water and chomped down hard. The force nearly tossed him straight off the boat. He dropped the pole and scrambled back, heart pounding. Whatever was down there wasn't your regular catfish. Word spread fast. Some say it's a hidden beast that's been sleeping in the pond for years. Now people keep their distance. No more fishing, no more boats, just silence. Leviathan wake. In Indonesia, a quiet boat ride turned into pure chaos. Tourists were gliding through the river, enjoying the view, when they noticed something strange just under the water. At first, it looked like a giant fish, but then it moved and revealed its full size. This thing was huge. It circled the boat, pushing against it hard. Waves crashed up the sides, nearly tipping them over. Some locals believe it was the Leviathan, a creature said to drag boats under with ease. And for a second, that's exactly what it looked like was about to happen. Subscribers picked. In Thailand, a fisherman was checking his crab trap near the dock when he noticed something strange inside. Instead of the usual catch, he pulled out a fish that made him freeze. Its mouth was wide open, and its face looked oddly human. Not just a little bit, it actually had a face that reminded him of a person. At first, he thought it might be some kind of mutation, maybe even a sign of bad luck. He was just about to toss it back into the water, but something told him to stop. Experts were called in, and after a close look, they believed it was a polycharis fish, a rare species, but still natural. Even though it looked creepy, it wasn't unnatural. The fisherman ended up giving it to wildlife officials for proper research. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't your everyday catch. Just like this wasn't your everyday video. So, like and subscribe. Thank you.